Ha! Hello! Good evening! Hello, Dutch, Orinoco, Danley, the Wonky Goblin, Zoid Pinhead. I hope I didn't scare you there. I thought I'd just skip the usual crawl interface. Yeah, as you can see, Gerry is still up to his gills in work, so hello, you lovely sausages from me alone. Hazy boy, good evening. And no, we didn't start early. I usually have a 3 to 4 minute countdown, making sure people get notifications and then hustle off to wherever. I hope everybody's doing alright. Orinoco is painting his stones? Question mark? Whatever that means. Dipping balls deep in paint, I presume. So, in case you hadn't noticed, OTT is currently undergoing some slight visual changes. Some of which I've been pestering them about for some time now. The coming soon parts are actually gone. Wow! Oh, and to solve the riddle from the beginning, it's neither brown lemonade nor is it beer. It's coffee time. Mainly because it's frickin' cold. So I'm hoping you all stay safe and warm. Yeah, I'm hoping that coming soon stuff is something that's gone for sure. It is a huge bug. Or Primaris marine for scale. And it's never too late for coffee. If you feel it's too late for coffee, then you are too weak. Wonky painted for the first time in this year. Well done, lad. Well done. Some might have noticed that I put out a video today on speed building the rest of the Indomitus miniatures. Oh, they are terrible. I know I promised to be better and not to be so negative, but Jesus Christ, I'm not sure who thought it would be a good idea for a starter set to be that complicated. Be assembly, it's just. And I'm really afraid of what they would come up with the next box. Hazy Boy broke out the paint for the first time this week. Good on you. Also good on people. Happy to see that Mel the Trade Tutor is back on track, even though he's not in front of the camera right now because of his dental issues. Which is totally fine, I feel. So if he feels like he's going to do some off-camera live streaming, great stuff. Hello, Mr. Jamus Cuts. Ah, don't you dare put that name in my context. Just because. Just because. I built a handful of these. Oh, and not forget these two. Oh, and then there's the bicycles. And some more. I'm still not sure. How is the naming convention? Are they now officially called just Space Marines? Are these still Primaris Space Marines or just Primaris? And what is it with all the extra names like aggressors and whatnot? It's just It's like you need a lexicon. Uh, so somewhere there's the man with the dead man. Where did he go? Where did you go? Where did you come from? That Cotton Eye Joe. Oh, there he is. Uh, Still hanging in there. Still unpainted. Because below freezing temperatures make it a bit difficult to prime stuff, I'm afraid. I don't think primer will work very well in freezing temps. Even though some people have claimed that it doesn't affect the paint. Um, I think Uncle Adam did a video on that recently. I found that at least with the army painter spray cans, if you use them in too humid environments or too cold, they look good, but they somehow get a hydrophobic uh, consistency layer on top. They're just paint just smears off them. It's just like using lacquer. The miniature wonky painted had a massive 3 parts, so I'm guessing that's one of your prints. It's not like the minis had a lot of parts or more parts than any other miniature would have, but the way they've decided to cut these is just, especially that one dude with being just 2 legs, a piece of peg, and then a head on top. Why? James Scott's mentioning Skellybobs. Skellybobs, good topic. New month, new painting competition over in the forums. So you might want to go and have a look see at the Olympic theme that Gorham has put out there. I'm not sure how to tackle that. I have a slight idea. I need some time to see if I can make that work. It's potentially an interesting idea, but then again, could also be very boring. Yeah, you printed the ones from that crowdfunding you posted in the description in Discord. I must say I like the goblin designs. The mounts not so much. Hello, good evening, Mr. K-Bob and Crispin. Welcome. I hope you all are doing well. I should have made myself a coffee much earlier today. Yeah, it warms from the inside. Also, keeping hands close to the mug is very good. I can see that they are fun to paint, but I don't like the sculpt. They look. The goblins are okay, are just the right amount of cartoony, but the mounts somehow are a bit over the top for my liking. But then again, well, Ewok, he was waiting for you just behind the damn door. Anyone have an extra Aldari boarding patrol? Nope. Sorry, no boarding patrol here. I have a new project I'm starting and not wanting to finish. Boarding parties. This is taking a turn. Well, as long as he's not starts talking about waterboarding, I think Ewok, you're safe. Yeah, finishing projects. Who does that? Barely anyone. Crispy is going to build an Elder pirate ship. But none of your Elder will have a peg leg, will they? So can you really call them pirates? If there's not an Elder with a peg leg and then some flying animal sitting on his shoulder. How big is this ship? Again, the naming convention of Games Workshop in current days is just okay. I listen to people talking about it and I just don't think I have any grasp on what is what in regards to units. Just like today, was it yesterday, when Ben put out the article about these new Chaos Marine brutes thingies, and I thought they're the replacements for Chaos Terminators, but no, Chaos Terminators also still exist for some odd reason. I mean, eh, they are basically Primaris sized Chaos Termies out there. Or am I just making shit up in my head? Well, that might be possible, but. I mean, at least those sculpts look decent and interesting. I'm not sure I would grab them by any means, but they're not as ugly as some other releases Games Workshop have done in recent time. How do Chaos primarize? Lots of cheese. But let's be fair. Getting Chaos Marines bigger would be a rather easy task because it's chaos, everything's corrupted, and they are just infused with more dark energy or something. So, bugger all. Christmas project name is going to be Ben's Big Gay Space Elves. Yes, Stanley, that's what Ben told me. They're the melee version of Obliterators, but I can't see the difference. No, Zoidpan we're probably not the demographic for Games Workshop products anymore, at least not for the mainline games. Um, let's just I since I'm currently playing third edition 40k with my friend, I actually am interested to see on what will the 11th edition core set be, and at the same time looking at the pricing for the 10th edition. I'm way too scared to actually look at prices when that thing comes up. The last box was, I think, 200 quid, if memory serves. So, whatever will happen, I'm guessing it'll be above 200. Yep, yep, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's the Armageddon thing that's planned for mid-year, I think. And I'm not sure. Rumor has it it's going to be orcs and presumably Space Marines. So, as an orc player, I'm interested in orcs. But if that's going to be that figure, I'm out. There's nothing official out as far as I know, Dutch. It's all rumors, but I mean, Armageddon. Could they have come up with a different name? Maybe. So undead Commissar Yarrick because he can't die of orc willpower and everything else. Yeah, fun orcs have been left behind very much. I don't think. Uh, I don't have any other old orc codices after the third, so uh, Mad Boys and just silly things like, yeah, you've got your speed freaks, but if you're unlucky, they'll just go zoom past the enemy and be off the table before you know it. Yarrick is actually the false emperor having a few hundred years lad's night out. Blood axes, snake bites, bad moons, all those lovely flavor texts. Salamanders and or orcs, James. just, just in case you didn't notice. It might, to be fair to be fair to Games Workshop, it's probably hard to continue the story from a certain point on. But why why not just embrace the silliness? Have a great gargant, stomp around. You know what would be a really nice gimmick for 11th edition if they actually put in orcs? If they would put in a cardboard gargant, just a big piece of printed cardboard and two dead feet. I haven't played Kill Team Crispin. Sorry to can't help you there. I think I'll make myself a cardboard dreadnought or something for the next game. I think Blood Bowl would just die on its arse if you would remove the silliness completely. The game just doesn't work anymore. It would be a pure sports simulation, and that's absolutely not what people are for. They are playing Blood Bowl for the silliness. At least the people that I know. Yeah, I've heard that theory as well, that the Orc are actually the reason why the Emperor hasn't completely decayed yet, which would be a funny thing. I don't think that will be canon though. That would be silly. Technically speaking, they could do a big siege on Earth and just make it go kapoo and have a end times, so to speak, so that the 31st millennia would be different, but I highly doubt they will uh, kill off the sacred cow that is 40k. Yeah, I'm not. They're not going to do that. I highly doubt that. I'm pretty sure there's a reason why we're on 11th edition, and fantasy had made, what was it, 8 before it got culled. I think it was 8, yeah, because then there was ninth age. So yeah, eight editions. Warhammer Age of the Emperor. No, rank and file wouldn't be a thing. Well, they might go to square bases, just for shits and giggles, or just all get hack spaces, so that you have a firing arc. But because hack spaces could be confused with BattleTech, they are going to use octagonal bases. Did they do bases for Armageddon rules? No. Um, they had for a short time uh clear movement bases for small units. Yeah, Aeronautica Imperialis was the game name, I think. That had hex bases, I'm pretty sure. And I'm unsure on how the stands from Battlefleet Gothic were. Hello, the Hobby Lodge. Thank you for subscribing. I see you. Oh no! Somebody's doing stuff. There's things flashing on my screen. Was I might misremember the basis of Battlefleet Gothic because I've seen similar games and they had, I think, hexagonal bases, but I think they didn't matter really for the game. And of course, let's not forget the very odd mini bases they used for Gorka Morka. I think the only reason they used those kind of bases was to actually make possible to cram as much minis onto your buggies as possible. I really need to dig out my White Dwarf with the print of the beta rules for Battlefleet Gothic and give that a go, I think. It's sad that I just missed all those games by the breadth of a hair. Oh, James, you must be having trouble with the internet again. That's just static noise I see. Can't make out any sense in the words you're typing. And speaking of demo rules, I'm waiting on my second email from Archon Studios because I'm currently in the circle of beta testers for these upcoming StarCraft game rules, and depending on what kind of potential NDA I have to seal, I'm already thinking to playtest the rules in a very small scale, so maybe I can film that from here and just use tiny miniatures. I could use the singles from Armored Clash for that potentially, or just cardboard standees or something. I'll think of something if I get the next email, whenever that will be. Zerg, humans, or what was the third race? Can't remember. Can't remember the name. Zerg? Protoss. That's the one. Yes. See, Danley, I was almost as quick as you. Regarding the what you call it? The delay. I'm not sure if that game has a long-standing foot, to be honest, because there's not very much to do. And we already have a very finite amount of units, so let's see. I'll be if I'm not signing an NDA that says to me I can't talk to you about it, I'll be reporting back. And full thrust, I have seen demos played at Hamburg Tactica, and it seems a lot of fun, especially since people use all kinds of ships and miniatures. We really are spoiled for choice today. In these days, rather. There's so many good games, decent games, fun games, and boring games. The sheer amount is just staggering. Somebody should make a timeline from, let's say, 1960 up to today and have a count number on how many miniature games there are. I think I'm past that, Zoidman Head. Sure, some hobbyists might always chase the new shiny. I, on my part, would be happy with a game that's established and then just small improvements. Like we had with Star Wars Legion First Edition. I was totally happy with the game. I liked to play it. It was easy. I knew the rules. Units were coming in a timely fashion. I don't know why they felt the urge to change the game the way they did. See, Zoidman, if you're happy on that journey, then by all means have fun. Um, I see myself having very little time actually enjoying the game, so just stacking game upon a game won't do me any good. I don't think that's because of any new manager, Dutch. I feel they might have thought to themselves, well, we now have an established base, now we can uh, do the game system we actually wanted to do from the first place. I, I'm not against the new models. So the new core sets, the new base models, the getting away from the PVC single bag miniatures is great. The new minis go together great. So and they actually make sense the way they go together because they are legs and torso and arms and heads and maybe some flappy coat. Oh, just in case you hadn't noticed, on was it 4th of March, somewhere around that time, uh, Bandai has said there will be news about their upcoming miniatures game. I'm still looking forward to how that turns out. What kind of rule system, how it's going to play, how much it would be costing, will there be a introduction box or just small starters? If I were a betting man, I feel they will do something similar like X-Wing and just have 2 or 3 little robots in a box with all the material you need to play. But that's just a gut feeling. Either that or they'll do individual starter boxes with just one mini in it and you just select your mini you want and go have at it. But since I don't know how it's going to play, your guess is as good as mine. It's only going to be expensive if you're going full hog on it. Um, if you look up any small scale or small kit from Bandai currently, they're just bloody cheap. So they are going to be expensive if you're one of the kind of players who has a collection fetish and just needs to collect them all. James, do you happen to know by just now was the card game with round bases or were the card games with hex bases? One of the two had, because they're the same miniatures, but they have different bases. And I think if the miniatures game is with the hex bases, then we can assume it'll be a similar gaming style as classic BattleTech. I assume. But by that, I make an ass out of you and me, so. You think somebody's going to scale it up, and that's why it's become. Yeah. It's an option. And in the same way, somebody will scale it down to BattleTech levels, and then there will be 3D printed models left, right, and center. I mean, it's not like they're not already there. Yeah, John playing BattleTech at Giants Causeway. That would be an interesting sight to behold. Though technically, shouldn't it be possible by now to have a remote controlled battle mech of sorts? I mean, we have self transforming transformers that do walk and roll around. Why hasn't anybody done battle techs like that? Or Gundams, for that matter. Remote controlled Gundam. I think John would be going broke. Someone suggest that to him. Remote controlled self transforming Gundams. Coming soon. Yeah, the potential for that is high. Um, Gerry said he potentially is back next week, so we probably will be back to normal operations. If for some odd reason that fails, I think I'll be doing a painting stream. So either way, you will not be looking at my face all the time. So start enjoying that. Yeah, the Transformers are uh, already out there. So there's a Megatron, there's a what's it called, Optimus Prime, and I think a third one already is there also, but I can't remember quite. Maybe that's the problem, that the tech for one is one company, and see, Grimlock, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, and Bumblebee. So now we need Starscream, or oh no, isn't Soundwave also available already as a self-transforming? I think I've seen next is Soundwave. Well, Gundam Kids can't transform, but the Gundams in the show actually can. At least some of them. And think there's a release of a high grade that is a partial transformer. Yes, Orinoco, there are G1 transformers. And don't look up the prices. They are silly expensive. They are self transforming, moving, posing, can be up controlled, and the voices are from the original show. Yeah, they're bloody expensive, but boy are they nicely made. And they really do look like from the show. It's scary how good engineering have become. But they are for sure not toys. They are for display purposes and to be played with adults. It's just nothing would hand over to a kid. Yeah, there. That's exactly my reaction, James. I'm trying to see if I can find the recent announcement. Not now. I think the Robosen, was that the picture? Let me see. Where's Plonk? I muted the video, so yeah, shouting, transforming, and there you go. Now imagine seeing that as a kid in the 1980s. Good evening, Jill. Hello and welcome. I think we're all pretty well. I've refrained so far from being a very negative person towards any company in particular. At least I think so. I hope you are well and have restrained yourself from coming late to work and grabbing even more interesting books from the store. Yeah, that did make himself an expensive boombox. Angel, while you're just in and listening, I really adore your little project for Terrain Fest. Lovely island. Uh, don't you just love other people? It's just yeah, and it shows that you're enjoying the process. I hope your back isn't too bad and interfering with enjoying. Um, are you going to use ordinary static grass, or are you just going to use big amounts of green paint and sawdust? I feel static grass would be an overkill on that kind of terrain. The back is manageable. That's good to hear. Wonky Goblin has the Masterpiece Edition Soundwave. Well, see, the only Soundwave I have is the little painted WizKids one. Ah, Sawdust Flug. Yeah, that's probably the best. And yes, the retro look is just, it's, especially since now we know how these techniques actually work and we can appreciate the amount of work that goes into such things a wee bit more. Oh, and while we're on the subject of doing terrain, um, some of you might have read that I was a bit ranty in the past days about people claiming free terrain made easy, and there is no such thing as free terrain. Something along the creational process also always has to be paid. Either you bought something and you're using the packaging, or you buy brushes and paints. So there's a little cost every time that somehow riles me. And I'm going to, at least that's my current plan in the next few days, weeks. Don't hold me to any date. I'm going to do a small video where I'm going to try to show how you can build cheap terrain that looks nice and comes with a minimum of cost. So I'm not going to claim it's going to be free, because something always has to be paid, even if it's in the whole sense just cents on a bottle of paint or something. Good evening, Manda. Hello. And good night, Dutch. So I think I'm going to be doing a small house or something. Something that is a basic geometrical shape that can be easily replicated. And I'll probably be using thick cardboard, thinner cardboard that will be salvaged from boxes. For the sake of speed, I'm going to use a hot glue gun potentially, and then just basic paints I can get my hands on. No, probably no CD though. Oh, no. The house can be standing just by itself. Yeah, Jill, exactly. Paint and glue still costs money, even if you have, like, the hot glue gun I have is the cheapest one you could ever get. You can't really divide the price of that per model, because you're still building more and more models. The day the thing breaks down, you can say, okay, now I've made 20,000 uses out of this. Then you have a per capita. But you can say I've used half a glue stick, and the glue stick came in a bag of 20, and they were £5 or something. I don't know. Yeah, like that, or the train project I did ages ago with the initial packaging from Star Wars Legion, and just turned them around, used some glue and spackle, and made cheap terrain from them. But it's still something you need to pay for. Oritoko, I really am worrying about you and your fixation for spreadsheets. Cheap bag of sand and sucked all the glue. Yeah, can happen. Spackle, yes. You know, the stuff you use for cracks on walls. Filler. Yeah, that's the problem when you're watching English speaking Americans and UK citizens, you get a crossbreed of language. Don't call for such things, James. No, not at these times, please. I've got enough on my plate. I don't want to be drafted. Freedom based. That sounds like more like a nutrition paste that's handed out as a military ration. Freedom paste. Fucking hell. Hello, soap. I have no idea. I'll think of something. I might just use not a hot tub, just for sheer sake and ease of use. I mean, there's concrete that hardens underwater, so technically, I think there would be some chemical. But yeah, that's a video I'm currently planning to make. Also, on the way out is the video where I build the. Do I still have the box? No, I didn't think so. So, apart from the Indomitus Speckle Marines, I already also built the aggressors that I had sitting around. They are completely different from what was in the other box. They are not as modular as old edition Space Marines or current Frostgrave stuff, but are much more like them. Put Post Creek in the index. What are you talking about? I'm not going to use any concrete and any hot tub anywhere. You are a very silly man. But so I've built these three also. Made a video about it, similar to the one I released today, and it'll be out on Thursday. Also, can I say that I'm very happy that not only Jill but also Garant Vanity Man has managed to join the Fediverse. Yeah, that's the point, Manda. A hot tub full of concrete. Though, if you use what's the word? What is the lime? If you use lime, that's very hot also, but you shouldn't be bathing in lime. Lloyd's concrete, it would stay wet. Yeah, Wonky, don't worry. Usually Gerry is uh very quick to usher out those things, but I'm guessing since it's a voucher from Wayland, they just pass on the uh user has made themselves heard. Now send them the voucher. Yeah, James, that could be. Though, if he had used radioactive material, I think the radiation would have helped drying his floor. So who knows? Have you decided on what to spend your £50 voucher, Wonky? Or are you going to let yourself be inspired when browsing the categories? I must be. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't know what to spend on just right now. I know that there's a lot of things I'd like to have, but then again, the rational part of me goes, no, buy what you really need, not what you want. I can be a very cheap ass. I mean, it's not going to be resin. We've already seen that from our discussion on Discord. Things keep happening. You mean like walking past your charity shop and looking in the window, going, "Oh, I want to have these." And to be fair, I'm a little bit jealous about regions with these charity shops for degrees because we don't have those. Well, at most, we have stores that are selling secondhand clothing, but really charity shops where you can find everything, at least not in these regions. I wouldn't say that. There was a used games, not game, a toy, like somebody who's buying all the broken parts from proper toy shops. So when we were looking for toys for our daughter, we went there because they were technically in mint condition. Only packaging maybe was torn or bad, or some tiny parts were missing. But I hardly ever heard of somebody going, "Oh, look, there's a highly collectible old codex for a quid." Oh, still 20 each. Oh, then okay. I might redact my. We buy a lot of that. You ever come to Germany and go into, especially to the mid and southern ranges, look to their living rooms. There's so much crap. No, we didn't give them rockets, man. How? They were self-propelled bombs. I guess, Jill, that's true. They do still want to make some kind of money, so I guess they need to check prices to a degree. It's same is with flea markets or car boot sales or garage sales, however you want to call them. Um, I think the days of, oh, look, somebody's selling off good stuff for cheap. Yeah, ever since eBay came around, they are over. Yeah, exactly, James. That's my point. The ability of selling online to the highest bidder just made good stuff disappear from flea markets. No, I'm not. I tried looking at Vinted, but the user interface gives me a complete nightmare and a headache. I'm not going to bother. I might if I somehow manage to go to Tactica at the end of the month, I might take a look at the flea market there and see if there's any deals to be had. But other than that, I got enough plastic crack. 28th of February and 1st of March. Uh, March, yes. I mean, the weirdest thing is that people keep trying to sell stuff for a silly amount of money and not selling it. I at some point I feel like some of these sellers are not actually trying to sell their stuff. They're just putting it online so that their other half is stopping nagging them to get rid of the old silly stuff. See, honey, it's out there. Nobody buys it. I did see the mess you made. The parts you cut out of the jewelry tree. I don't think I would have cut it in such small parts. I would have just kept myself to cutting branches. But you do you? Yeah, that's the thing, Danley. There's one item needs one buyer. That's all. They might be bigger than they look wonky, but trees are scaleless. You can use them in whatever scale you want. So if you're using a big miniature, a bigature, it's a small tree. If you use a 6mm miniature, it's a ginormous tree. Yeah, I feel the best way to get a good deal with someone is actually have somebody swap things with you on a one-to-one basis of sorts, or just have the sheer luck that somebody says, "Yeah, I don't want this, and I know you will take good care of it here." Yeah, but bring and buys, James, are usually at least in my parts only when there's conventions. So yeah, they are far few between. Though it seems to be that uh, at least this year there seems to be at least two conventions very close to home. So one in Bremen, one in Norden. If I don't forget, I might go and take a look see there. I can imagine that the UK Game Expo bring and buy was great, simply because the size. Uh, if I remember correctly, when I was last at Bremer Spieletage, uh, Games Day Bremen, that's mainly a board game convention, but they also have a flea market where you can put up your stuff, put a price tag on it, and they take care of the selling. There's actually deals to be had with that, but that's just for board games mostly. I don't think I've seen any miniature being sold off there. Yeah, I can see that. Uh, I've looked at train prices in England, and boy, I thought German train fares were expensive, but holy fuck. Maybe you can organize uh, what we call Fahrgemeinschaft. So just gather 2 or 3 people, maybe one of them has a car, and just share a ride. That that should be a thing for bigger conventions. A blackboard of some kind where you could put up, I'm coming from, I've got 2 seats vacant. Do you want a lift from anywhere along the road? 300 quid. Terrain. Ah. Oh my god. Those prices make my eyes water. Jeebus. You, you can buy a car and drive it for that money. Or at least some old junker you could buy and just go one direction and then leave it at the next city. And then you. Oh. 300 quid is insane money. Yeah, James, I can see why. Holy, holy hand grenade. Oh. Well, when compared to your miniature collecting hobby, that's cheap. So spend your money on miniatures. Don't go travel. Buy minis. Stay at home. Remain indoors. If flying halfway across the earth is cheaper than a local train ride, something is really, really wrong. Ah. Oh god. So what's our next convention? What's the next big news that's going around? As we've discussed before, 40k will be somewhere around the middle of the year, but there must be something coming along in the next 2 or 3 months. Did I miss something? Salute is in April. Adepticon in March. Oh, Adepticon is going to be interesting, I think. Adepticon is always a place where things are get announced, so maybe I should start making a calendar of all the events, just to stay on top of the news. The Goblin is going to Beachhead at weekend. It's not that big. Are you going to go as a visitor, or are you going to promote your upcoming game? It's always that awkward early bit of year. Yeah, I feel sometimes the first 6 weeks of a new year just are completely bonkers. Ah, sneaking some minis out to people. Doing promotion from the ground up. That's very sneaky. Mr. Kebab is going to salute. Salute was 1 day event, wasn't it? It's hard to keep an eye on all that stuff. Get a cheap hotel, James, or rent a car with a big boot. That might be more affordable. Yeah, don't hurry yourself, Wonky. Take your time. Make it a solid one. Maybe walking is the future. Why walking? Use a bicycle. If you're not using a electric powered bicycle, you should be fine. Though a decent, well-made bike already, yeah, charges a lot. Oh, excuse me. Coffee is clearly not working. Oh, please remind me I need to order fresh beans. I'm almost out of beans, which is a terrible shame. It had better be good played. Well, is it really playing if you're developing your own game? Or is it market research? Oh no, it's not market research, but research and development. Well, that's research and development. Watching other people play your game. You take notes, see what could be made better, and yeah, that's research and development. In my book at least. Oh, I need to bend my knees a bit. Having your legs up in the air all the time certainly does a number. That's better. Oh, I can feel my legs again. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about last week already, when the week before people mentioned it. Um, I know there's more than one people out there saying, yeah, why not just keep a guest seat open? In theory, that's a great thing. Uh, in praxis, that's technically a bit difficult. Um, Good evening, Mr. Nick from Primer Grey. Simply because if they don't use, let's say, Discord, then it's going to be very difficult to integrate them into stream. So, yeah, I'm not sure if a spontaneous guest will ever happen. Uh, a long planned guest might happen, or just having somebody else sitting in Gerry's chair for a week. But yeah, that always takes planning, and it might come as a shock to you. I'm not very good at planning. Gerry is coming back, but people have mentioned that if Gerry is missing from for whatever reason, I could have an open seat for new people, but that's a very difficult thing to do on the fly. It was a wee bit easier with Skype, to be honest. Even though Skype was a piece of crap software in the end, it was more manageable than Discord or anything else. Yes, Skype been ahead, but the thing is uh, with Skype, there was a fixed extra window that could be grabbed by OBS. With Discord, it's a bit tricky because it has a detachable video window, but it's still just one window. So grabbing video sources from there is a bit, uh, but that's all back end stuff that technically could be changed. The easiest way would be to set up a Zoom call or something, because that's also a very fixed set of screens, if you will. But it's, yeah. Technically, what would be more easy to do would be some kind of audio conference. So just by foregoing all the video and just having some kind of team speak or something, or Discord for that matter. Because if you're just working with audio, it's way easier. You don't need to adjust anything that's visual. I just want to say I've heard the suggestions, and I really do want to do some of these things, but it's not very viable for something that's more or less done on the fly. I'm doing this by the seat of my pants. Zoom is straightforward. Sadly, Zoom isn't free anymore. You can do 30 minutes of a free Zoom call and then the connection is getting dropped. Exactly, Danley. Zoom is time limited. You've got 30 minutes, and if you do not have a regular subscription, tough luck. StreamYard. I don't think I've heard about StreamYard. I uh, might look into that. Don't dare using that word on my stream deck. Neither of those two. Nope. 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 Never. Bad enough that I have to use that thing when at work. No, 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 no. I'm not going to make anybody suffer that. I mean, they're you old folk might all remember what's it called again? TeamSpeak. That was great when it was new and fresh. I might even look into having set up my own XMPP server, but that's a whole different can of worms. And I think if uh, if I go down just the audio route, I might as well just do a recording and not do a live stream, because weird man from the off. I don't know if I would watch that myself. But then again, who knows what life brings. Maybe when Musk and Zuckerberg all decide to turn off Europe from their services, we'll have to go and look elsewhere. Like the Fediverse. Yes, I'm not going to stop banging that drum. Good night, Manda. Nice to have seen you again. Take care. Yeah, but in all honesty, should the commercial platforms decide to cut me off, I have already prepared myself to be on different services that are not centralized money grabbing venture capitalist crapshoots. Let's see how it goes. The world is turning and changing at a rapid pace, and I want to get off. I like to have back my quiet years when I didn't have any financial responsibilities. I mean, Danley, would it be really that bad if we would, let's say, make some kind of monthly fanzine where everybody writes in their little stories and just gets photocopied and sent around? Would be an interesting experiment. Jeez, the coffee really is broken. Oh. Yeah, I guess hey, at least most of us do. Especially the part with not being financially responsible for anything. Just being, yeah, sitting at the table, dinner is cooked, and just sitting at the desk painting miniatures. Not having a care in the world. Could that just be excerpts from the project system? That's an interesting take. I'll have a look see at StreamYard. Just to make myself remember, I'll put myself a note in. And yes, SSH is a nice tool, but I think that's a bit much to ask for the casual guest streamer, whatever. Jill, honestly, if you're fancying doing that kind of work, go have at it. There's a lot of people doing fanzines for various reasons and various hobby niches, so why not? In modern days, you don't even need to print it out. You could just make a PDF and send it to people who want it, or just put it up for download on anything. It's on the list of future projects. The list of future projects is something I try to stay away from. Projects that get put on the list for future projects tend to die there for me. I'm it's the same thing with video production. If I have an idea for a video and I don't do it in a very short term after I had the idea, it falls flat on its face. And I don't know why. I can't keep my mind set to it. Or I feel that when it's reached a certain age, the idea just gets boring. StreamYard is expensive, people say. Is there no fucking... Oh, 7-day free trial. Hello. Hmm. Yeah, no, I think I will not do that. That's silly money. Yeah, if I see if I would be doing this as a way to make me ends meet, I would see it as investment. But as long as this is just for shits and giggles, and I'm doing it with the materials I have, uh, I'm not going to spend $45 a month for just the potential of having people stream. Yeah, Joe, that's pretty much it, I think. Yes, Wonky, and I still. Well, by now I've put them away, but the Hero Hammer magazine was great. I don't know why they stopped doing that. Maybe they flew a bit high and tried too hard, and maybe it would be more viable product if they had lowered the production quality a bit. But then again, maybe they don't enjoy that. So I should look into desktop publishing software, see if there's something to be had. But then again, I'm not that creative. Not so creative that I could fill pages in a magazine. Oh, completely unrelated. Just because it now just happened to pop up in my brain. Um, Yesterday I was looking at some post on the Fediverse where somebody's actually had shown off some nicely painted Borrows and Badgers miniatures, and I thought to myself, oh, maybe I'll just get a handful of miniatures. And I took a look at my friendly, not local game store where I tend to buy my stuff now, and much to my relief, they'd have zero of anything. So I don't know if Burrows and Badgers is not distributing to other shops or whatever, but yeah, it's not available locally, so I'm not buying it. Video Ninja is the weird thing that the technical difficulty guys use, which is a bit odd. You only bought, I'm guessing, Burrows and Badgers through Kickstarter or directly? Yeah, Danley, magazines do need a lot of input because simply you need to fill the pages with something. But then again, there's stuff like what Uncle Adam and Vince Madralla do. They have a magazine that works for some degree. It could very well be that they don't do distribution because small company, small footprint. The Affinity suit is free. Well, then if you start talking about customers, then you have people that are paying. Um, but I feel if you just put out something for free and don't set a schedule, people will not be as demanding. At least that's my thinking. But then again, people are assholes. At least some. A profound waste of time. Yeah, I did the original Kickstarter on that. but never went beyond those. It's nicely produced, but yeah, it's a lot of paper. Yeah, Danley, you're right. Who wants deadlines in their hobby, especially if we are so good at putting ourselves under pressure? Now, how to get that back on there without everything falling down? Oh, yeah, you shouldn't go printing. Obviously, wonky. Just stay with PDF for beginnings. You don't know how close to the truth you are, because this shelf above me, I might potentially have underestimated the factor of warping wood and weight of video games when I built it. It's about 3 meters in length, and there's literally no support in the middle. So, could just come down on me at any time. No, Nick, I am not going to do that. The second I heard that rumbling on the last video, I knew something was very bad what had happened, and no, 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 no. That's why I bought all these nice, really useful boxes to have things put away, not being able to fall down. Depends, James. I think it was on the XLBS where Gerry tried to make a point and grab something, and in the process dropped an army on the floor. Or was it the weekend? I can't remember. I think it was XLBS. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff above my head. Oh yeah, that's right. The protractor to show John how a useful tool looks like. And he dropped a, was it Chaos Army or something? Some army made its way to the floor via the means of gravity. No, I think one of the most Gerry things is his little figure height measuring stick. If the roof loft collapsed, we would not be talking about him coming back. Yeah, that's probably probably true. So best hope that the structural integrity of the rooftop is a-okay. Armored Clash, Armored Clash, don't remind me. There's still. I want to build it, but I don't know if I want to paint it, and I don't know if I will be able to play it, so why build it in the first place? Why do we buy stuff and then don't use it? Oh, fucking hell. I mean, in this case, Armor Clash is a special thing because it just happened to arrive when there was the let's call it uh misunderstanding about posting stuff on the forums. That really took something when they told me, yeah, you can't be posting the hobby hangout in the forums if you have a political message. Uh, Mate, have you looked at the world? Yeah, that's somewhat the experience. Yeah, Jill, I think I know where you're coming from. But James, you didn't get the memo back then. Uh, so just to make the short version of it, you know that when there's the screen with Gerry and me and the and whatever we are showing, there's a little scrolling text, and in the scrolling text there's something in it along the lines like "fuck Putin," "fuck Donald Trump," and for some odd reason, Business Daddy took not kindly to that, and yeah, Gerry then told me I can't post those links anymore. So that's why I'm not posting unofficial, official, or the hobby hangout links in the forums anymore because I'm not going to be silenced. Uh, the reasoning behind it was they want to stay neutral. You can you're all grown up. You're all sensible, more or less reasonable thinking persons. Make up your mind. I I don't care what Business Daddy says. But the sheer fact that I just bought that amount of miniatures for a game that's coming from a company that's directly related to Business Daddy, yeah, left a bad taste in my mouth. Wonky Goblin has a quick question. What rulebook do people think is the best in terms of teaching you the game? Oh, good question. Uh, Depends. Uh, Actually, the BattleTech beginner box is pretty good. It's a very condensed set of rules that later expands with the full rules. And it teaches you the basic principles of how classic BattleTech works and holds your hands and works. Same with the original X-Wing box, that worked very much to the same vein, so yeah. To a degree, I'm not sure about the current edition of Star Wars Legion. The old edition was nice as well. Um, Frostgrave is not too bad. So yeah, I know there's I'm pretty sure there's one or two other games that have a the mechanic of, yeah, let's play a small portion of the game. Now you know how this works, and then you go the next. I think. Let me just double check before I start telling weird stuff. And this is going to be very odd. I can't find it right now, but I'm pretty sure 40k Battle for McCraggy's had a how to begin playing 40k easy start sheet. It's not in the rulebook, but I'm pretty sure there was a small cheat sheet on how to do movement, how to do shooting. What? Who's raiding? Oh, hello, Mr. Shadow Elf. Welcome to the stream. Second edition Blood Bowl was a nice quick. Oh, yeah, could be. But basically, I think we can all agree that if you have a rule set and you have some kind of introductory scenario that you can play and follow along the steps, that's usually the best way to get it, the initial grip. Have fun with the new season of Fallout, James. No spoilers. I still want to watch that. I I really moan the loss, quote unquote, of the Star Wars Legion videos Fantasy Flight did. They really did nice work with those short little. This is how you move. This is how you shoot. Just perfect balance for me. But yeah. Big bed bugs. They are huge. Don't tell Justin. Yeah, FFG had some really nice how to do stuff. And I'm not sure where that got lost. My best guess is it got cut because of cost saving measures? Question mark. But the onboarding was extremely great. But I think somewhere just before the transition to what's his face, Atomic Mass Games, when they got acquired by venture capitalists, just got, yeah. Pixelated image on the bottom right of the screen. That one? I'm not sure what you're seeing in it, but that's basically just that's basically my finger. It's literally doing this. No, hold on. I'll try to. It's my hand having a cup. My shelving behind me, just from a frog perspective, and I'm having a cup of coffee in my hand. Uh, if you go back, way back, you can see that picture unpixelated as my uh, thumbnails on YouTube. Cyberpunk Combat Zone has the series of views. That's that's poor. I mean, to be fair, for Cyberpunk, that's somehow fitting? Question mark. I will teach you the Cyberpunk game by the use of rogue AI. Okay. Ah. Please, can we stop with this AI stuff? I mean, I can see why smaller studios don't have the resources to do really good introduction videos. And there have been introduction videos to games where I thought to myself, well, that could have just be not done. It would have been for the better. Like, um, I do like the look and feel of Freebooters Fate. And last year, I think it was when they started to make a how to play series. It was very special. Let me put it that way. It's an acquired taste. I mean, seeing two people who know the game inside out fumbling their way through the rules is just. Uh, oh, that's just grand. Using a live recording from a convention as a teaching point how to play the game. And I might remember this wrongly, but I think Atomic Mass Games have tried to make Let's Play videos, and they were not so brilliant. But that might be me just misremembering things now. Oh, what was the YouTube series called again that Will Wheaton did way back when he had guests over to play games? I really enjoyed that. Can't remember the name of that game. Just tabletop? Could be, could be. But that was a TV series I really enjoyed when he had people over playing games with him. I remember him playing X-Wing, and there was a episode where Munchkin creator John Kovalik was on board. So that was fun. The wall of shame at the end when the losers had to sit in the basement. I wish that would have continued. That was interesting. But yeah, yeah, it's a shame it went away. Um, though I'm not really sure why. I do remember that there was something said why it had to be to end, but I think the only audiobook I've ever tried listening to with Will Wheaton was Ready Player One, and yeah, I could be arsed. So I got the translated version. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, yeah. Again, capital. Great. Uh, oh, and while we're on the subject of Geek and Sundry, what's her name again? Felicia Day. Thanks, Jill. You remember the weird video series they had with the D&D group chatting? What's it called again? Uh, not looking for group. No, it was what was it called again? Uh, that was an extra weird thing. The guild, yes, yeah. The World of Warcraft guild, and I can't remember why, but that was a series I had to watch on my Xbox 360 for some reason. And that was a very weird early internet thing. That was really, really odd. I don't know if she produced videos for Games Workshop a few years ago. I know she is a ambassador for Lawscape, the little hexagon locking tiles that were kickstarted last year and should be coming into are going to be shipped just in a few days because there was an update on that. And all in all, she has been in I think in several uh, game adjacent video podcasts and things. They look similar, and I don't watch either of them. Oh, I'm taking a glance at the clock, my friends, and the clock says, "Older men go to bed. It is late, and tomorrow is potentially a long day." Um, yeah. As I said at the start of the show, hopefully next week Gerry will be back. If not, I'll be doing a painting stream. So whatever happens, happen. You'll be seeing that then. Until then, keep safe, keep sane, enjoy your hobby. Don't let anybody tell you that you are not allowed to enjoy your hobby the way you want to, and try to remain positive in this very, very fucked up timeline we're currently living in. And if you are having a bad time, reach out to friends and family, doctors if need. And if you really don't know where to turn, I've got a really good feeling that librarians could be a place to go. At least those I met personally are usually very nice and helpful and try to keep others afloat. So, with that said, I'm going to turn off now, and you do you, and I will see you again next week, hopefully. Where's my button? Ah, there it is. Boop.